So you're looking at buying a house here in Venice, and you guys want an in-depth, a detailed description about what the Venice real estate market looks like here in August of 2025. Well, that is exactly what this video is going to be covering. And this is not your standard market update where we're just talking about days on market, average sales price, stuff like that. We talk about that, but we are also going to be going a little bit more in depth about what are some great opportunities right now for buyers? What are some good opportunities for sellers? Where are the opportunities for everyone to try to get what they've been looking for the last 5 years, but haven't been able to obtain? We're going to be taking a look at the forecast of what exactly are we seeing in this market to what is going to potentially happen later down the road in 2025. And since I do own a custom home building company and I am a real estate broker, we give you knowledge on the new construction markets, every single facet about new construction in all of our market updates. Obviously, we give you all the market knowledge for, pre-existing home sales as well, which makes us stand out just a little bit from me and my team compared to everyone else. So I really want to break down a little bit more about the Venice market because a lot of people are very interested in Sarasota County moving to the area, but haven't really decided whether Venice, Sarasota, or Northport is going to be the best option. So that's why our channel focuses on all these different areas to try to gather up a lot of information for you guys so that you guys know exactly what area you guys are going to decide to call home. So let's first start off by talking about what exactly is the shift that is happening here in Venice. So where is the Venice market going? So we are sitting at significantly about, a little over 6 months in general of inventory sitting on the market, which puts us into the buyer's market as defined as the description. So when we're looking at this is presenting a lot of great opportunities for buyers, especially with the price decreases that we've been seeing, about 11.5% price decrease year over year compared to the median sales price last year, which is significant, especially if you guys have been on the sidelines. Maybe you guys were looking at $450,000 houses last year, and that was a little over your budget, or maybe $600,000, a little over your budget. And now you guys can actually get what you've been looking for the last couple years. Plus, we have probably 2 times the amount of supply that we had as inventory compared to last year, which now indicates more of a balanced market and is giving people the opportunities to actually choose the properties they want, not the properties that just pop on the market so they have to buy it, right? And the other big thing to note is that Venice sits at about 101 days on the market on average, which is wild because that is up probably almost double than what it was last year. I mean, last year it's up 66 days from what it was last year, which is absolutely crazy. Northport is 72 days on market average, and the average in Sarasota County is about 78 in general. So this is, in my opinion, this is one of the higher days on market that we have seen here in all of Sarasota County. Which once again creates opportunities for buyers when we're looking at this. So very similar to what Northport is, very similar to Sarasota. The current median sales price in Venice is about $415,000. It's a little over 11.5% decrease from last year. We're sitting at about $235 a square foot, which is just under 15% decrease compared to this time last year. And so when we're looking at it compared to Northport is sitting at about $196 a square foot. Sarasota is sitting at about $215, $210 a square foot. So we are kind of sitting at a little bit higher of a price point, but that is also because Venice is a coastal city. Northport is an inland city. So it's very key to note. We were, up a little bit higher, but then we went down, come into the spring of 2025. Now we're starting to get a little bit more balance, but now we actually peaked up a couple $1,000s for the median sales price. Now that June, July, and now August, we're expecting a little bit of a bounce up to happen, which is attracting a lot of buyers into this market because we are now seeing the bottom bounce, bounce, bounce. It's just like the stock market. It's consolidating, so it's going to go up, down. We don't really know. All we can do is make some very accurate predictions based on the data that we get. So as you guys see, days on market is significantly higher than the previous days on market. And the funny thing is that only just under 33% of the houses go under contract within 2 weeks, which is below the national average, which is indicating a very strong buyer's market that we're going into. Sellers obviously are not going to be selling their houses like what they once were in 2 days, 3 days, 48 hours. People were selling their houses, and we got to just really set proper expectations for sellers that We are going to be sitting on the market significantly longer on average. Like you guys see right here, we're going to be sitting on market over 3 months on average for listings. Now, obviously, if they are rare listings, which we'll get to, if they're premium and rare, they are going to go under contract within probably about a week or so, which that is why when you're buying a house, you want to buy for the future. You want to buy for a unique property that's going to sell at a great price in a down market such as what we have right now. Now, right now, obviously, we can't be poking and pushing the envelope for the COVID high sales, right? We have to be realistic in our prices as sellers. We have to take a closer look, and that is why strategic pricing is more crucial than ever because buyers have unlimited decisions when it comes to houses. If your house is overpriced, they don't care. They will go to your neighbors two streets down and buy a house that is more fair price. I see it time and time again. It's a no-brainer really for buyers. And so let's take a little bit of a look at the supply and inventory to just share with you guys why this is a very buyer advantageous market. So taking a look at this active listings, we are currently sitting at about 1,200 and change properties currently on the market, which is down a little bit, which was about 1,400 in July. We're sitting at 10.8 months of supply, which is absolutely crazy compared to what we thought in the COVID time. Like I said, buyer's market and a balanced market is sitting at about 5 to 6 months. So we are well over that, guys. We are strongly in a buyer's market in my opinion. We are really going. That's why I've had buyers that have been starting to put in offers in Venice, Nokomis area because we are getting offers accepted at 50, 60, $70,000 below asking, including all incentives, closing costs, and all that good stuff. So as you guys can see here from the chart, we take a look at this, we're going to take a look at the amount of inventory, the amount of supply. And as you guys can see, we have peaked up significantly. Now we have come down just a little bit compared to May, which was a little bit higher. But if we're looking at this from, May, June, July, and so forth, we went up. Now we're slowly plateauing and we don't know where we're going to go. We're going to see, in my opinion, we're going to continue to see a 10-month supply for the foreseeable future at least. So the price the price really has shifted. We're not getting over ask now. Like I said, premium houses do get over ask offers, but it's very minimal, very few and far between, very few small percentage points. The average sale to list ratio is about 95%. So if you have a $100,000 house, people are putting in $95,000 offers and getting them accepted. The national average right now is 98.9. The Northport sits at about 97.3. No, sits at about 97.3. And then I believe Sarasota is sitting at about 94.7. Somewhere in that ballpark is the sale to list price ratio. So no, Venice is kind of in the middle compared to the two cities, but we are still below the national average, which it's good for buyers, bad for sellers. So, where do the opportunities really lie for a buyer here going into the fall of 2025? So, obviously, negotiating. This is why negotiating is super strong. I tell all my clients, listen, when we go into an offer, I'm a very aggressive person when it comes to offers. So, I don't really sugarcoat things. I really want to go in at a lower price so that I can get you guys a solid and fair price for what it is. Not crazy low, but I want to try to get as much as I can when I'm negotiating as when my buyers are my clients, to where I want to obviously not offend the seller, but I want to come in at a fair price. And that is why I always tell my buyers, listen, we go into this mindset of if you love the property, fantastic. We'll put in an offer of whatever you want. But if you're more of a savvy buyer, you want that good price, you have to be able to walk away from a deal. I can't tell you how many times this has happened where I put in an offer, they're like, no, we're not even going to counter. I walk away. 2 weeks later, a week later, they come back. They're like, Noah, will you reconsider? And then boom, 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 the light goes off. And that's when we actually can start the true negotiating power in the negotiating process. So on top of that, we have improved rates rates have gone down just a little bit, about 0.5%, which is fantastic when we're on the fence of, okay, so do you want to spend the extra couple $100 a month on a mortgage? That now you're saving a couple $100 a month by what the rates have gone down roughly. Now that's on average. That's not everyone. That's just a general scenario. And plus, buyers have unlimited selection. Whether you like this house down the road, Penny could like this house 2 doors down. You guys can both get the houses without competing offers, right? And right now we're sitting at about 43% of all transactions are sitting at cash. So still cash is king as always. and obviously gets approved. If there's multiple offers, a cash offer will get taken over a financed offer, especially when we are unsure where the appraisal is going to come in. So that is key to note. So now if we pivot a little bit, now looking at sellers here for this market in July, pricing the right price from day one. I cannot stress this enough. I give people a price, I give sellers a price for a reason. I give you guys a price range of what could be the highest price range and the lowest price range I would go, and ideally we would meet somewhere in the middle, because at the end of the day, when you don't price your house from day one the right way from day one, all you're going to get is days on market, very little showings, no one walking into the open houses, because Sally down the street has her house priced at a very fair price. It could be the same model, could be a similar floor plan, same age, and people are going to flock to that one and not even look at yours, because why would they look at yours when they have unlimited inventory to choose from? So when you price your home right, it ultimately is going to sell. And that is why you utilize me and my team and my marketing strategy that we have for our social media. We do carry one of the largest social media followings in all of Sarasota. And like they say, first impressions are everything. That is why my photographer and my videographer, whether it's a $12 million listing or whether it's a $250,000 listing, I use my same photographer and videographer. And even though I pay an arm and a leg for these guys to go to a $250,000 house, it is worth it, because that is the presentation that stands out, especially in this market. You, on average, right now, you're generating about 28% higher showings based on your photography and a 12% higher chance of a strong offer in this current market. So, in a market where buyers are slim, it's hard to come across buyers. You need to do everything you possibly can. And that is why I spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on my marketing for $400,000 listings, just to make sure to get it done, because I need to make sure we get the most amount of eyeballs. The most eyeballs means the best chance for offers. And that's why we go into social media such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We do Facebook ads, we do Facebook marketing, YouTube ads. And we also, for higher price properties, we also do a unique luxury marketing campaign that we work with, that we market to countries all across the globe. We have the global presence, the omnipresence, to be able to put them in publications, magazines, all that good stuff, so that everyone can see it, right? So that is where it comes down to, okay, what is your property worth and what channels are we going to use to market your property? So as you guys know, most people in Venice and Sarasota are out of state. 62% of all buyers in Venice are out of state, actually, and they're mainly coming from the Midwest and the East Coast. So that is why my biggest demographic on my YouTube channel is coming from Massachusetts, Virginia, and the Carolinas. These are the buyers that are buying in Venice. So we do have a targeted niche for that specifically. So we talked about some opportunities for some buyers. We talked about some opportunities for some sellers. We talked about what the market is looking like, but what does the market have in store for us next? So I don't predict the future. If we all had a glass ball, crystal ball, we would all be rich as can be, right? So what I do is I look at numbers. I look at what has the market been doing, what is going on, what are some proposed legislation changes that are going in, or what are in the pipeline, to really figure out what are we going to do. So in the short term, I believe we're going to continue to see a buyer's market. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You don't really have to be a rocket scientist to know that it's going to be a buyer's market for at least the short term, right? It may be for the midterm as well. So we are going to see I believe, some price adjustments, whether it's up or down, give or take a few percentage points, just because we are going to be going into our slower season come the fall, and then we're going to pick back up for the winter season. So midterm, my whole thing is, what people are saying is rates may go down. They may go down a half percentage point. They may go down a quarter of percentage point, whatever that may be. But that may save you a couple $100s on your mortgage every single month, which could be the determining factor if you get that $400,000 house or that $475,000 house. So it really just depends on what you're looking to do. But we are going to be in a balanced market for a while now. And then long term, obviously no one can predict the future, so we are just going to let that one. We're just going to ride the wave here for Sarasota. Obviously, Sarasota has an older demographic than a lot of other parts of Sarasota, or other parts of Florida. Sorry. So we're going to continue, in my opinion, see the buyer demographics stay the same. Nothing changes. We're going to continue probably seeing the same people from Massachusetts, Virginia, the East Coast, parts of the Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota come to this side of Florida as well. So there's just a lot of unique factors that are going on in this market. It's a very fluid market. We have a strong cash buyer base that's coming in here. There's a lot of people that love Venice just for the outdoor lifestyle, the downtown area. And plus, when you're looking at building new construction, South Venice is a place to look. We're building a house right now in South Venice. So we're really looking forward to kind of sharing with you guys what that story is going to look like here when we break ground on that property. But once again, those are where all the lots are going to be for the new construction market. So watch our videos about the new construction era of why we're seeing these prices go up when everyone thinks that, oh, prices are going to go down. Prices are only going up on us because of tariffs, because of labor, because of housing. There's a whole thing that goes into the new construction market. But obviously, if you guys are into that, you guys can go probably click the link anywhere up here. But then I will also have that be posted to my channel here shortly. So, with all that being said, it is very crucial that you guys really get come into a plan. If you're a buyer, you got to come into a plan with the list of properties you want to see, what ideally you're looking for, what are your goals? Are you looking to stay in this for 5 years, or are you looking to stay in this for 15 years? You got to ask yourself that. I was asking some of my buyer clients this morning about that. Hey, listen, are you looking at buying this house for 5 years, or are you looking at buying this house for 15 years? Because that is two different things of what you want to look for in a house, and also the negotiating power. Same thing with sellers. Are you really looking to sell this in 2 months, or are you looking to sell this in a year? What exactly are you looking? What are your goals so that you can actually reverse engineer and try to get the maximum amount of money out of your house as possible? That is what me and my development company and my real estate team look at when working with all of our clients, is what exactly is in your best interest, and we try to strive to continue to provide the best service that we possibly can here in the greater Sarasota area. So with all that being said, we appreciate you guys checking out this channel, and we look forward to chatting with you guys very soon. If you guys have questions, leave them in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, we'll catch you guys next week.